I've mentioned the importance of balance in your lives in quite a few of my videos by now, and I think that this topic, the topic of balance, is crucial to the success of any writer, any creative person, and so that is why I decided to make this video. Um, in this video, we're going to be highlighting the points of why having a good, healthy balance is important in your life, essentially. And I'm also going to be giving you an example of things that happened to me a year and a half ago when I was writing the script for Nisei no Hada, which is the False-Skin novel, right? And yeah, we're gonna be going over of why what I did was wrong in a way I did it, and how you should not, by all means, you should not make the same mistake. So let's start. Now, as I said, a year and a half ago, I had this idea of writing a story about the futility of war, about the of how wrong it is, and of people being trapped in this never-ending cycle of destruction, um, knowing just one purpose in their life: to kill the enemy, and which is the simple premise and simple words of False-Skin story. And so I started to write a script. I wrote it day and night, mostly night. I was writing good 5 hours at night, and I was going to sleep at around 4 a.m. And that is considering the fact that I was really stressed, because for some reason I was thinking that I was getting published and I have to do it really fast, like write the script so I have it ready, and then obviously write the book based on the script. But for some reason I was already thinking that I was going to be getting published. I don't know why, because I had no contracts, nothing. I was just thinking this way because I think because this seemed to me, and well, I still think it is a good story, but at that time I was thinking, this is so good, right? I have to do it as fast as I can so I can get it straight to the publisher as soon as I can. And that was, well, my idea. I knew little about traditional publishing, or I mean, I knew a lot, but I didn't know that it was essentially almost impossible to get in the traditional publishing, especially in America. And for a non-American, it's even harder. And there, in traditional publishing, in USA at least, it's like you don't really write what you want. I mean, you don't even have control over the cover that goes on your book. I know it sounds stupid, but apparently that's how it is. Just check out Brandon Sanderson's lectures on that topic. Wish I saw them earlier. Anyhow, and so yeah, I was writing that story. Of course, this was really demanding on my brain because the story is really complicated and it's quite long. I mean, it's the size of my two of my regular novels. I think the False-Skin is gonna churn out to be kind of like this, and the font here is not, it's not big, it's quite small. I mean, it's a regular font, but I mean, it's quite a substantial book that I'm writing right now. And so yeah, it took a lot of my strength, and during that time I was also eating some like cherries. I don't know, they were not fresh cherries, but in those bags, you know, buy cherry in the bag and it's already kind of smushed, and it's still tasty, don't get me wrong, but I was eating them all the time and drinking cold water, which is not good for your stomach. And I was doing it for a few months, like 2 months I was doing it. And in the end, I had digestive problems because of that. I had many issues with my health overall. I was losing hair. I was just losing my life basically. It was really hard. So, and honestly, even now, I still have quite a bit of problems left just because of that whole cycle that I kept repeating every night. Not getting enough sleep, getting depressed and stressed out because of how complicated the story was, and I wanted to do it as fast as I possibly could. And I was also listening to music, like really like orchestral music and music from Ergo Proxy, I remember, and it was really just getting my dopamine running. My nervous system was just going crazy, going haywire basically. And so the nervous system then just kind of broke completely, and it wasn't a pleasant time for me. It wasn't a pleasant experience at all. Um, yeah, and honestly, now in hindsight, I can safely say that this wasn't worth it. Like the health issues I got from those few months, and even prior to that, I was also already quite depressed because of my situations in my personal life, and because I was writing another book, and it was really connected to my personal life and whatever. So it was really also really hard. And then there was this, which was False Skin. And yeah, False Skin being a story about accepting yourself, accepting your body, and me having health issues overwriting that is kind of ironic, I guess. But then again, it's really transformative. And what I'm trying to get at is basically you have to balance your life in a proper way. You shouldn't be writing a story and destroying your health simultaneously, meaning that you should really be getting sleep. You should really be getting nutrition, obviously, but sleep is crucial. And me, like before now, I was writing my books, my stories, I was writing them, and as if living through the lives of my characters, I was feeling them so deeply. I was connected to them as if I was living their lives. And emotionally and physically, it was as if I was going through the same things, through the same, quite often, agonizing things that they were. And you shouldn't be doing that. And now I'm not doing that, even though, it feels so kind of painful, but at the same time so not rewarding, but it's like, oh, I'm living his life. I'm writing it so good that I can live his life through my writing and creativity. But then again, that's just your nervous system playing games with you, and you shouldn't be doing that. This may sound like some sort of a story that a drug addict might tell you, but this is just nervous system and dopamine getting created in your body. And music, especially if you're listening to the same music all the time, the battle music that I usually listen, because in my stories there's a lot of battle sequences because I love battle sequences. Yeah, I'm listening to this like epic music, orchestral, classical, anime music, and whatnot, many different genres. And so it's also not a really good thing to do, especially if you're doing it every single day and you're really feeling the story coursing through your veins. And I know I'm telling it as if it's something cool and like, oh, that's amazing. But then again, it's really not. It's not good for you, and I don't recommend you do that. Now, balancing things is crucial. Now, this way you won't get burned out, because you can get burned out real fast, especially if you're writing and your stories are not really selling particularly well, or you haven't yet found a way to sell them to a mass audience, or you don't even know how to reach this mass audience. For example, me, I really don't know how to reach the audience I need to reach so I can get any material rewards from my work that I do on the stories. Not necessarily that that's my biggest goal in writing my stories, but then again, it would be nice to be able to do it for the living, basically, because I will still be writing books no matter what, but getting some money from that would support the investment that I do, especially considering that the stories are not some sort of crap, you know. They're not bad by any means, by any stretch of imagination. They are on the level, they are on par on the stories that I'm inspired by. Like, if you ask me anything that I'm inspired by and ask me to compare with any of my books, I'm gonna say that it's relatively on the same level of storytelling, just because that's how I like it. Now, what should you do if, for example, you're not a writer? How should you strive to get balance? Now, it's essentially the same thing. You just have to be mindful of what you're doing, and always remember that your body is not a machine. It's kind of a machine, you know. But when I was thinking about my body as a machine, I was thinking that, oh, it can take everything, you know, especially considering that I didn't think I was doing something completely like terrible to it. Well, I'm not sleeping, well, I'm writing, and I'm kind of getting my nervous system beat up, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's nothing, right? Oh no, it was significant. So don't play games with your nervous system, don't play games with your brain. Just try to stay calm, try to change the subjects of what you're doing, and just try to again, being mindful is the key. Always remembering that your body also needs your time, not only your creative output. It won't get any worse, your creative output, if you just spend some more time making your body healthier, or just not destroying it would also be kind of nice. That is mostly it. What I wanted to talk about. Balance is the key to success, I think, and if you can achieve it, then I'm happy for you.